As long as there has been a medical system, there has been medical bias. Every detail about someone may be a reason for them to be treated differently, whether it be their age, their race, or history of medical treatment. But one form of bias has been around for centuries, if not longer. It is now so deeply rooted into our medical system that it is normalised. Medical misogyny. In a system that is built for men, women have to fight for their right to receive fair medical help. 44% of women report feeling ignored by medical professionals, compared to 35% of men. And women are 50% more likely to be misdiagnosed after experiencing a heart attack. What many believe to be casual sexism is now causing fatal impacts and lifelong trauma for women. When will enough be enough? This issue goes all the way back to education, with male health being prioritised in virtually every discussion, meaning every young person's grasp of biology is centred around the male body and how it works, with female bodies being a mere afterthought.
Male health is often prioritised in education through the strong emphasis placed on physical fitness, risk-taking behaviour and male-centred puberty topics. Even in mixed-gender puberty lessons, more time is sometimes spent explaining male changes like voice deepening, etc., while female-specific topics may be separated or shortened. Together, these patterns show how educational settings can unintentionally place greater focus on boys' physical and behavioural health needs. Female health is often ignored or stigmatised in education when key topics are rushed, avoided or treated as embarrassing rather than normal parts of growing up. For example, menstrual health is frequently taught in brief, girls-only sessions that frame periods, something to hide, which can lead to shame, misinformation and girls feeling unable to ask questions. Conditions like endometriosis or polycystic ovary syndrome are rarely mentioned at all, even though many girls experience symptoms long before diagnosis. In mixed gender classes, teachers sometimes skip over subjects like vaginal discharge, breast development, or hormonal changes because they feel awkward, leaving girls without essential knowledge about their own bodies. Eating disorders, far more common among girls, are often discussed superficially, if at all, which can reinforce stigma and silence. One of the most important things that should be more widely taught in women's health is menstrual literacy. Not just what a period is, but the full spectrum of what a healthy cycle looks like, how hormones change across the month, and what symptoms are not normal. Many girls grow up thinking severe pain, extremely heavy bleeding, or irregular cycles are things they just have to put up with, when in reality, these can be signs of conditions like endometriosis or PCOS that often go undiagnosed for years. Teaching this early openly and to all students would reduce stigma, help girls recognise when to seek medical support and normalise conversations about female health instead of treating it as something secret or embarrassing. A stronger foundation in menstrual health would also empower girls to understand their bodies rather than feeling confused or ashamed by them.
Part of this is due to poor funding and research for women's health. For example, in medical literature, there are minimal discussions regarding decidual castes, with fewer than 25 reported in some cases. However, many women have reported experiencing decidual castes, leaving it up to the inference that they are being grossly underreported. Furthermore, the vast majority of cases report that first aid is taught with a bias against women. CPR dummies are designed around the male body, so many don't even know the basics of providing CPR to someone whose body does not match that design. These moments of hesitation or refusal of action drastically decrease the chance of survival for the victim. These events are non-existent for men, so why is survival considered almost a luxury for women when men never have to worry about that? Adding on to the scientific side of medical misogyny, erectile dysfunction, which affects 19% of men, is a dysfunction that does not cause any long or short-term harm to a man, yet it receives 5 times as much funding as PMS, or premenstrual syndrome, which impacts 90% of women, and it can cause pains and cramping, headaches and a long list of other issues, which can impact a woman throughout much of her life. A more day-to-day impact of medical misogyny is the pink tax. While this doesn't necessarily fall completely in the category of medical misogyny, its existence can cause and be caused by other aspects of it, which is why it is a key aspect of the discussion. The pink tax is the idea of items that are designed or marketed towards women having a higher price than those for men. These are more often shampoos, body washes and razors. However, this can also extend to different health products like vitamins and medication. Also, period products are known for often being extortionate prices, with some studies suggesting a woman might spend up to £5,000 in a lifetime just for period products, which is something out of their control. Most items with a price difference fall between being 7 to 40% more expensive for women than for men, but for shampoo it can be 149% higher and 428% higher for body washes. Through several supermarkets, razors have a large difference as well, with some pricing women's razors up to 4.27 times higher than men's. This can cause impacts on women's health, as some women are not able to spend that much money on products that benefit their health, which may lead to unsafe methods of trying to find an alternative, potentially causing infections or damaging her body further trying to remedy something she doesn't fully understand. With more and more women dying each year due to negligence and poor education, the world and society is struggling. We have so far to go. And whilst we have begun developing this in recent years, for example, now including women in scientific studies and using human blood to test period products, which began in August 2023, there are still huge gaps in the sector. We need more funding going towards researching women's health and more people to research it. We need to destigmatise talking about women's health and making it more of a norm between both men and women. And we need to remove barriers that women face while seeking medical help.